Season 1. NS HoSeo, Axiom Acer, MVP, FX Open, LGIM, Azubu, Prime, StarTale.
Jockey is the last man standing here in today's GSTL match, and Sound is on the verge of an all-kill.
He definitely is. Sound is doing so well today, 3 wins already, but now he is up against a channel player who did not lose once in TVT in offline events at Out of the Swamp. Jockey, he took out Marine King with a 3-0 at MLG, and when he was up against Dream in the GSTL preseason, he also did not drop the ball. He won all of his game hits against Terran so far.
Yeah, he's the master of Terran versus Terran, and this is not only kind of their last choice they have to make, but as far as this matchup goes, it's fairly fortunate for them that they get to play a TBT with their starting match with Jockey. I think they may force somebody like Curious or Life off the bench after this. I doubt we will see any more Terrans today though from StarTale, if it is the fact that Sound loses.
We met Curious just a few seconds ago, and we asked him jokingly, so are you the guy who's coming out second? And he was like, I mean, he looked at us, he was like, what? How you could even think that? He was like, no! Sound is going for the all kill, and I'm like, whoa, okay there, hold your horses. So
yeah, apparently he just started laughing like hysterically, like you thought we were crazy.
Exactly. The Sound is a man with a mission, and the mission is to not only stop with a 3-0, but to go all the way for the 4-0 for the all kill.
Yep, this would of course be great for Sound, but for StarTale, give them a +4 and put them into first place currently if they win that. So that's something they would love to achieve.
Whirlwind is our map. We are going into another Terran versus Terran. This is potentially the last game of the day here at the GSTL. And as HoSeo up against Team StarTale, we have Sound with 3 wins already. Can he pull off the all-kill? He is up against Judge. He is up against the strongest player of the NS HoSeo roster. Who's gonna take it? GSTL 2013.
Welcome to Whirlwind, our Terran player to the bottom left. In the red, he is
NS HoSeo Jockey,
the last man standing.
He's the one hope that NS HoSeo still has left. A role that he is very familiar with. He's up against a Terran player who took down 3 NS HoSeo players. To the top right of Whirlwind, cross position we have in blue
StarTale, Sound.
So far his team has been liking the sound of it. 3 wins. They like the sound of 4 even better.
Yep. I'd imagine so. What is he going to do this time? The last time was a very technical build. It was very well executed. Salvation didn't really stand a chance, but it's a map that you don't really pull off with cross positions on a big map like Whirlwind, and also against an opponent who could analyze exactly what you did in the same matchup just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it was very technical what we saw from Sound, but this time we're going to probably see a little bit more standard play out of him. He does take a normal gas here, and he was so good at denying scouting, and Joshi is going to want to see what he's doing here if he can. Cross spawns here are going to make it so that it's a little bit more difficult to scout, and Joshi, will he get lucky here?
Yeah, that's what we have to find out now. So far, what we definitely see is the gas, of course, for Sound once again, whereas Jockey didn't take a refinery. It looks more and more like he will go into the command center straight away without taking gas at all. We have Marines, on the other hand, for Sound, so he's not going into this repo opening to get the scouting information. He tries to get the factory out just a little bit faster.
Yeah, and on this map, you know, you have a little bit more time. Even though Jockey gets lucky, he scouts cross first, it's too late. And the Marine is already out, so he can't get in there. The depot wall is up before he gets in.
The scout for his opponent is on its way. Going to the top left first, so the SCV will not immediately realize where Jockey spawns. And Jockey is getting a double gas now after he started with the command center.
I wonder if Sound will show us a similar build at all. It's something that would really throw Jockey off. But on a map like this with the rush distance, I just don't feel that it's very likely.
He's taking the double gas now, and this could mean quite a lot of things. He might even just go into a build where he's using Cloak Banshees, something that we've seen in the past can still work even with the positions that we have in this game, especially when your opponent doesn't expect it.
Yeah. It's always, if you're up 3 wins like this, doing a strategy that is really risky is really easy it's an easy decision for you to make, because if you lose, well, yes, it's unfortunate, but you didn't lose the team match over, whereas Jockey has to be very scared and very careful here no matter what.
The Scout does not see the command center. He has no idea, so the Marines at the front, they did their job well. No information for Sound. He just knows where Jockey started, but that's it.
We have a Widowmine coming out here, and he will have enough time to make the second Widowmine to go for a drop if he would like to. He may just use it for defense, because as you said, he does not know if Jockey has a command center or not, so to leave one Widowmine at home could be great against Banshees.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's also a very good drop defense that you can have. If you have a Widowmine and a Viking, the Widowmine takes the first shot, and then the Viking only needs one additional hit, and the Medevac will be gone. So that's something that you can establish to get the drop defense. But of course, Sound in this case is the one who wants to be the aggressor.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, imagine if we had last game for Salvation just one Widowmine on the ground. That could have helped him out against the Hellions quite a bit, especially if he targeted the Medevacs early. But was not the case, and it looks like we're going to see a 2 Widowmine drop here.
And on the other hand, Jockey is now getting his own Widowmines. He has the reactor at the factory, so he can get them out 2 at a time.
Yeah, and those Widowmines, depending on how they're used defensively here, can actually be a game changer. He's going to go with the 4 Marines as well, so this drop is even scarier.
And he's once again going for the 1 base aggression before going into maybe an additional base, but we have Jockey with a better economy, which means Sound has to do damage. He's now the one who has to take down at least a few harvesters to make this work.
Yeah, he needs to, and if he fails, this is going to be possibly the game ending. Oh, he shows Blue Flame there.
Yeah, the follow-up is going to be Blue Flame, which he cancels and goes into Cloak instead.
So smart. You know, he saw the scan. The Viking, though, is almost ready, and that's going to be useful for multiple reasons. The Banshee and also this drop. Those Widowmines need to burrow. Who's going to burrow first? Should be Jockey, but he's not paying attention.
Oh, they are not ready. The Widowmine, it burrows the second one too. And this is a lot of mining time lost already, while the Marines are going for the Harvesters, taking them out 1 by 1.
Jockey is not moving here. He's
definitely, I mean, his keyboard is definitely working. This is not a technical issue, but his SCVs were not moving at all.
Yeah. The Viking does clear away the drop, but the Widowmine is still there.
And does he scan? Does he have the energy for a scan?
Not yet. This is a big risk to put his SCVs back in there like that. It's going to be close.
That's way too close. I don't know if that is actually going to work. I think he's going to lose too much here. The Widowmine is ready!
There we go.
Oh.
No target, though.
He got actually lucky here. Only 3 kills. That could have been way worse.
But the Marines are still going strong, and a lot of low hit point SCVs there.
He takes down another SCV. The Medevac is gone, but the Widowmine is still there.
Does he not realize it's there?
I'm not sure. It's actually just...
Oh, it's on the fringe! Does he see it?
Yeah, he saw it. He saw it, and the Widowmine is trying to escape, but it's surrounded.
So
that
close.
was very, very close. That was too close for comfort.
Well, this game is not over yet, but Sound still has a push coming across. Cloak is done. There's no turrets.
And he just used the Scan Wolf. He doesn't have the energy anymore.
This is why this push is so strong, because you have to use so much energy on the Widowmines that once the Banshee comes in, what do? He's going to try to target down Siege Tanks. Force another scan. Can he escape?
Oh, it's going to be close, but he pulls it off.
He gets in.
He pulls it off, and now he can take down even more Harvesters. This is awesome for him.
They're already weak from the Widowmine from before.
He's trying to repair here. He will force another scan. This Banshee is going to die eventually, but it already did enough damage. And here comes the 3rd attack. Oh my god, Sound, is he going to pull it off?
That was a bit much trying to go up against that bunker and Siege Tank. The repair here is good, so he's trying to buy some time.
21 Harvesters killed Wolf.
But the command center is so late, and you know, I feel Sound has a slight advantage here, but Jockey did not die, and that's the first step to victory.
Exactly, he did not die, and he has the second base, he has the second mule, he has the double SCV production. You can see that he is at this point even still at the same level of Harvesters, and he has the extra base, but he's losing more and more Harvesters and more mining time.
With all the mining time lost here, it's like he doesn't have a second base at all.
And now he's seeing, okay, he realizes I'm going to lose this Banshee anyway, so I might as well try to make the best of it and take down as many Harvesters as possible. 28 kills.
Oh, wow, that's insane. 28 Harvesters killed, and the difference in Harvesters now becomes negligible with the command center finishing up. This is I would like to see the resources lost tab, but Joshi certainly would not at this moment in time. It's just been an extremely tough uphill battle just to get his economy running, even though he had the faster command center.
And also think about how many scans he had to use in the early stages to make sure that he caught those Widow Mines and the Banshee. This is mules that he loses here, while we have now the commands that are being upgraded into an orbital at the natural expansion of Sound.
And there you can see the resources lost, the difference there about 600. The better siege tank count, though, goes to Joshi, which is going to be useful in the long run. He has turrets up now, so this Banshee may be able to get 3 kills or so.
Yeah.
Depends on whether he tries to save it or not. Oh, he even slows the depot.
He's doing quite well here, and you have to remember that Joshi has proven in the past that he's a beast in the Terran versus Terran. Against Marine King at MLG in a best of 5, he did not lose a single map, and also in the GSTL preseason he did quite well winning against Dream, but now he's struggling. We have both of them at, well, actually we have a 20 supply lead currently for Sound, and he's doing so well in this game.
There was a supply block moment for Josh that really gave him some trouble, and even one of the depots was shut down by that Banshee, so it kind of further exacerbated the situation. And that's part of the reason why Sound jumps ahead, not only of course with the harvesters, all the mules he has, he's on a roll here, and he's almost evened out the siege tank count, in fact.
The big problem, of course, also for Joshi is that he's the one who is constantly on the defense. But he has one Banshee that might actually be able to do something right now, trying to get into the main base. Maybe he can turn things around here, but he needs to do something. He needs to do damage, and it's going to be very difficult against a player who looked brilliant today.
Yeah, Joshi's made the choice to go into mech here without making any bio, but it's a risky one. He needs a third base to support that, and with the Bioforce for Sound that's very strong, he can actually deny the third, but first he's going to have to deal with this Banshee harass.
Yeah, SCV being healed by the Medivac and surviving the second hit.
This is a risky choice. You know, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but if he can secure the third, mech is a good choice, but with all the bio that Sound has, the mobility of his army, and how much damage he's already done.
Oh, nice speed Medivac trying to chase down the Banshee. But yeah, the Banshee is a little bit faster. So far, Marines cannot be dropped over those cliffs.
Not just yet.
Maybe they get like a stim pack in Legacy of the Void. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe they've got some hooks they can use to grab onto the Banshee in midair and start to climb in there.
I would like to see like a Duke Nukem rocket launcher and a stim pack, both in combination, to hunt down Banshees.
That would be sick.
You wouldn't want to be a Banshee in that environment.
Yeah, we need the bazooka gun guy that just shoots bazookas into the air that have homing missiles.
Exactly.
They do bonus damage to air units or something. That supply depot not only spots the Banshee, but will spot incoming drops later. And he knows he can't kill the depot with the Banshee because then one medevac will just bring some Marines over.
We talked about Doom drops, and this is one on its way. But we have set up already a defense against drop play with 3 Vikings and also 1 Raven for cloaking, in case, for detection that is, in case there is a cloak Banshee instead of a dropship.
Yep. And, you know, in Terran versus Terran, one of the rules to always remember is never walk towards a watchtower that you don't control without scanning first. He loses a Hellion, and he moves out just, unfortunately, at the worst possible moment. This is just bad luck. He has to move the Raven to deal with the Banshee. There's one Widowmine, but it's not enough.
That is definitely going to be enough. And HoSeo should call for pause, please. They seem to have a few sound issues here. The Terran play is moving into the base and is sieging up right at the mineral line.
Yep, siege is up here. The engineering bay is down, no more turrets, but he loses several SCVs. And even though his tanks get a position, this is a great trade for Sound, who can now use his bio to come in and attack the SCVs if he wants to.
And he's pushing them back. So far, Joshi is doing a decent job. We still have a supply lead for Sound here, but he's losing the medivacs. He lost the ground army, but he's moving it again.
Great positional drop here. Now he comes to the natural, stimps multiple times, sieges up some tanks. He gets behind the mineral line, and he can take out this factory.
The factory is already on the verge of dying, but just not yet, still being repaired here. And now, once again, moving and trying to take down these siege tanks, and he takes down 2.
He's eliminating so many of these siege tanks. Meanwhile, he has a third base up at home. He's still killing more SCVs. And if he can't secure a third base, if he can't fix his economy, how is Joshi ever going to make a mech army?
Yeah. 60 workers killed, Wolf. 60 in total. This is atrocious for Joshi.
And he has map control. He just needs to... Sound needs to control this army that's moving across the map. If he can hold this push, keep that third base up, he should be able to maintain dominance in this map. He's got 20 harvesters up on his opponent right now. With the third base, he can make even more. Takes out some Vikings here. He needs to pull back, though. He loses the watchtower.
He loses the watchtower, but he was able to take down one of the Vikings. The third base is now ready for Sound, whereas Joshi is currently not on 3 bases. He's on 2. He's trying to get... He's not even trying to get a third up. He's trying to make it work on 2.
Yeah, he's even pulling some SCVs across now. This is actually a really scary moment though for Sound because he missed his opponent's army. He needs to siege up. He's making a lot of Marauders back home, which are going to be useful for him, but this push is deadly.
Another drop, and yes, can he hold against this? He's trying to stim in once again. He's even pulling the SCVs back, trying to hold the ramp. Now the natural will go down, but we have the Doom drop going down to the bottom left.
Booster's active. He jumps in on top of these siege tanks. Will siege up on his own.
Uh-oh, this has got to be a base trade scenario, but we have 3 bases against 2.
Yeah, you know, this is a really scary situation. He doesn't have enough bio to deal with the tank force of Jockey. Jockey's got a great contained sub, but the production is already sieged.
Exactly, and he's even moving in with his SCVs right now. He knows that he has the better position, especially with the 3 orbitals. He's trying to take them down.
There's no support, no Hellions here.
Oh my god, Sound!
Sound could get the all kill right here, right now. He pushes forward. The last of the tanks are going down, and that's it.
I think he does it. He takes down every single siege check at the bottom left. This is it.
GG! And Sound with the all kill takes out HoSeo, the entire team, including Jockey.
Oh my god, unbelievable. Sound pulls it off. The first all kill in our GSTL season and first season 2013. So well played. Amazing performance by Sound.
Yeah, the depth that we saw from him in his play, the strategies, and he just dominated most of the games he played.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
The only game he seemed to have trouble was game 2, but he was even able to sneak his way back into that one.
Yeah, against Tanai, that was really well played. I have to give a quick shout out, by the way, to Week2 from Singapore for that Sound joke. That was actually like really cool. And also a quick shout out to Shellshock. It's his birthday today, so congratulations, buddy. He's one of those guys who always comes through with the coverage on Team Liquid with the live threads. So I hope you enjoy your birthday, and I hope you enjoyed the games.
Yeah, just a big shout out to him. He's done a lot. All the live report guys deserve a lot of praise because they've spent so much time, so many hours making sure to update those threads so that viewers and fans alike can come in there and get updates. I use those live report threads all the time when I can't watch live.
Me too. And talking about praise, we had an all kill. And an amazing one at that. I mean, those games, game number 2 against Tanai, then suddenly this very technical build that he executed against Salvation. Then Jockey comes out, the final boss who's so far in Heart of the Swarm in offline tournaments, did not lose a single map against Terran. But Sound, he does it. He kills 60 harvesters in total before the final 2 battles occur, and he takes them down.
Yeah, and with no real support for those siege tanks, he knew I have enough SCVs. He checked, he's got just a few more rounds of Marauders, and he's like, all right, if you siege up, my SCVs are going to get in there. You can't kill the SCVs without killing your own tanks. The Marauders do the rest. I'm camping your production facilities. You're not making anything else. The game just ends. He knew exactly what he needed to do. Jockey took a risk. He knew he was never going to be able to take a third base. He had to go for that last-ditch push.
It was really well executed by Sound. Jockey was struggling. He always tried to hold on, and he was able to just stay alive for a long time. But in the end, it's too much for him to handle, so StarTale takes it with a 4-0. And of course, we have the interview right now with the coach of StarTale and the MVP of the day, which is obviously Sound.
상대편 선수만
See what he has to say here.
할 것 같다고 저희 팀원들이
He's been such a successful coach.
생각을 했는데 그래서 그
Sound told the coach that if he was able to win against the first player, he might actually get an all kill, and it came out to be true.
Curious wonders. Curious was like, guys, what are you talking about? We don't have a second player. Sound is going to do it.
They were very confident about this, and you know, sometimes as a player you feel you've got that energy, that momentum, and it can really help you out.
좀 잘하고 있는 상태고 상환이가
Half of being a player really is your mind.
없는지 모르겠지만 아침에 연습 시간보다 훨씬 일찍 나와서
The Terran players in StarTale are doing really well in Heart of the Swarm, he says.
그래서 아마 이번 시즌에
And Sound is the player who stays up the latest in the team house to practice, just doesn't sleep, practices all through the night. He also thinks he's going to do well in the Code A preliminaries.
Yeah, and talking about the Code A preliminaries, we actually got the permission to stream those with a live stream, so that will happen. There will be information on both of our Twitters as soon as it's going on, which is at ProxyWolf.net, so add those if you want to watch those games live. That is definitely going to happen. It's on the 10th and the 11th of April.
Yep.
And then we will see him again.
Yeah, speaking of Code A qualifiers, if you want to play, you better sign up. He feels like he's flying in the air, he says, regarding his mood right now.
I can certainly understand why. I mean, this was really impressive. That was so well played today. He must be very happy.
Yeah. You know, when you have this momentum, you feel like a snowball rolling down a hill, just getting bigger and bigger.
3경기에서
The most exciting part about today's match for him was when he was actually like taking down the expansion of Tacita in the first match.
Yeah, you know, if you really feel that way, if you feel so confident, if I beat the first player, I think I can all kill. And you're already in that moment in the first game, you're like, well, my premonition may come true.
내부를 했었는데 내부에서 이걸 아무도 못 막길래 이런저런 빌드 준비하다가 썼어요.
He said that the builds that he used today, he practiced them a lot on the ladder. He also used them in the team house, but no one was really able to beat his build. So that was why he used it and why he was so confident in his abilities to go for the all kill.
It was really excellently done. Really clever strategies. From game 3 to game 4, you know, the drop, and then, of course, using the Widow Mines to force the scans and coming in with the Cold Banshees.
He's been playing StarCraft for 2 years now, but he feels that he didn't really accomplish anything yet. He feels very good about Heart of the Swarm, though.
Yeah, it's kind of a new start for everybody here, and hard work pays off. And as the StarTale coach said, he's been practicing long through the night. Nobody can beat his builds.
He will definitely have to deal with players now preparing specifically for him. This is, of course, always something that happens when you're really successful. So that is a different type of pressure that he has to deal with. But I feel that's something that he will definitely tackle quite happily. I mean, today's performance was awesome. Can't wait to see him at the Code A qualifiers and also in future team matches.
저를 좀 응원 많이 해주세요.
He's been training really hard. So please cheer for me and for StarTale.
전 그냥 다재다능해요. 저는.
괜찮네요. 오! 역시 뭐랄까 분수령을 입는 것은
he just wants to cite one of his strengths as multitasking. As we added there at the end.
You know, we've seen this in the match against Sanae when he was able to drop the entire time. 2 drops were usually going on across the map as soon as those Mutalisks finally died, while he had to deal with the pressure in the middle of the map.
Yeah, while measuring his Widow Mines, for example, just really patient, clever play out of this guy.
Yeah, he definitely played very well today, and he showed us very different strategies. One base play against Terran, then the strategies against Sanae in the late game. Also the timings that he showcased against Tacita, where he always hit at exactly the right time with the right amount of units, the composition that he needed, while expanding behind it. So that was really, really well done. Sound today, he was the man of the hour.
Yeah, StarTale is just churning out nuclear players right now that are blowing everybody up. I mean, this team is producing quite the lineup. Sound is one of their lesser-known players from the start, and then suddenly he just gets the all-kill. He's doing better than anybody in the house, he says. He's staying up late, practicing really hard. And this type of team atmosphere is contagious, and it helps the team grow. And this could be StarTale's season.
Yeah, there are also so many players that he can train with. I mean, we talked about Cures, we talked about Life, we talked about Bomber, but the team has so many more players that are really trying to accomplish something together and also prepare for the Code A qualifiers. This is the first time that we have Heart of the Swarm in the Code A qualifiers, and everyone just wants to get into Code A, wants to prove themselves in the individual league. This is also the goal for Sound here, not only doing well here at the team league, but also going strong in the individual league, which is definitely going to be very, very difficult, because this Code A qualifier is going to be the toughest one that we had since StarCraft 2 came out.
I agree. I mean, with an entirely new expansion, with so many different players and so many different team houses, all the Kessel players have switched over. They've essentially caught up most of the gaps skill-wise that there is.
Yep.
And they've been practicing Heart of the Swarm. Sounds are practicing Heart of the Swarm. Everyone's on the level playing field here, but the game still isn't completely figured out. What if Sound didn't show those builds and he showed them at the Code A qualifier? He could crush somebody with those.
Well, we have a quick look at the match results of today to show you once again what exactly occurred here. The all-kill of Sound was initiated with a win over Tacita.
Yep, and then of course he took out Sanae, Salvation, and last but not least Jagti. Sets 5, 6, and 7 were not needed. It was a quick 4-0 today.
Yeah, that was very well done by Sound. StarTale didn't even have to rely on their big names. Sound, well played, and of course that is a very devastating loss for NSO. Not only did they lose the match, but also they didn't take a single map win. They will be at the bottom of the ranking. No matter what happens tomorrow, they will take last place. Maybe share it with another team, but they'll have to step it up the next time.
Yeah, nothing could be worse. And the opposite, of course, is true of StarTale, which has taken the #1 spot here with the +4.
Yeah. Tomorrow we will have the last 2 teams play against each other. We will have Zubu versus the Prime team. Tomorrow's cast is of course starting a little bit earlier, as it is a Saturday. We will start at 1 p.m. KST.
Yep, so be sure to tune in for that. There's the information there. And it is going to be a Zubu versus Prime. So Two really heavy hitters, Prime, a little bit more team history as a team together as a whole, but Azubu with a lot of the old OGS guys has a lot of potential as well.
They showed it in the preseason. They came in second place, played a great final. But, well, we're gonna find out what's going to happen tomorrow. It's gonna be very exciting. The Prime team, of course, with very strong players. We have players like Krader, Marine King, but Azubu, as Wolf just mentioned, has a really strong lineup. They have a great team atmosphere. That was already quite visible when we had them at the preseason.
Yeah, with their new coach, they've got old players like Genius in their top. Just so many people in one room that know each other, practice with each other. The environment there, as you said, is very strong.
For today, we're done though. I hope that you enjoyed the game. StarTale, very impressive. They are definitely one of the main contenders for the season to go into the playoffs. We will see them in 2 weeks once again, tomorrow with the Azubu versus the Prime team. I hope that you tune in again. This is it for us for the day. See you tomorrow.
Making my way through life, no longer blinded. Wait, a minor setback, this post to be friend.